The New Orleans Pelicans have one of the highest ceilings, but also one of the lowest floors in the NBA this year. Let's get into it. When it comes to the Pelicans, it's never been about the talent. It's just been about the talent being healthy. Obviously, with Zion and Bi, two great players, but just two players that have just not been able to stay healthy. They obviously still have CJ McCollum and Jonas Valanciunas, and also Jose Alvarado, who's become a really key role player for the Pelicans team. Willie Green is one of the more respected coaches around the league, even though he's still a young coach at the head coaching realm. But this team, it just comes down to if they're two big stars in Zion and Brandon Ingram can stay healthy. Both have proven when healthy they are all-stars. Both have proven when healthy they can be the best player on the court at any given moment. And Zion Williamson is one of the best finishers in NBA history. The finishing percentages and finishing numbers back it up. And just another thing, Zion has finally gotten his weight under control, or at least that's what it seems like. I think a part of Zion's game that is also severely underrated is his playmaking. Yes, the finishing and the dunks and the defensive highlights in terms of block shots and steals are electric, but Zion's ability to read the floor, pass it, or even just create the gravity that he does create, even though he's not a great shooter, is just something that's severely underrated. Even going back to his time at Duke and even coming out of Duke and coming into the NBA, I think was a very underrated part that people just overlook, because we had just never seen someone of Zion's size move as fast and just be as athletically gifted as Zion Williamson is. Brandon Ingram is one of the best shot makers in the NBA. No, he does not shoot a ton of threes, but in that mid-range game, there's very few better than him. Whether it be on the pull-up or taking the contested fadeaway jumper, Brandon Ingram's going to hit that shot 99 times out of 100, and you just can't win a lot of games when you're missing a guy with the shot caliber making skills of Brandon Ingram. And yes, they do have CJ McCollum, but CJ McCollum at this point in his career is playing more of a point guard role. And yes, CJ can still get you buckets. That's never been a question. But a team led by CJ McCollum, we kind of seen what it was last year with Bi and Zion in and out of the lineup. With CJ McCollum taking that step back to year 3, with Brandon Ingram and Zion back and healthy, that also moves Vucevic or Jonas Valanciunas to the 4 instead of being your 2. And that just makes this Pelicans lineup even deeper. The Pelicans also have Trey Murphy III, who is a great 3-and-D player, and Herb Jones, who is also a very good defender in his own right and can also score. And them having to take steps back as well, with Zion and Brandon Ingram being healthy, also moves them back to where they're not have to be relied on so much on the offensive end for this Pelicans team. The Pelicans also did something really well that I thought they did in the draft, was taking Jordan Hawkins, the shooting guard from Connecticut, who I'm very high on. I think he has very much needed shooting that this Pelicans team has really been missing, honestly, since Buddy Hield was there. And we all know how long that's been. Jordan Hawkins, as a rookie, will not be relied on much, no, but when on the floor and with the spacing that he can provide, will open up lanes for Zion and even Brandon Ingram. When the Pelicans took Kira Lewis Jr. out of Alabama, they thought they were getting their point guard of the future, and he's been anything but. While playing inconsistent minutes the last couple of years, he just has not been that great when he has been on the court. You have to wonder if this is a season where it's make or break for him in terms of being in a Pelicans uniform and being in their future plans. And if there's any other time as good as it's as good as now with Kira Lewis, there's going to be minutes available for that backup point guard spot behind CJ McCollum. And if Kira Lewis can give this Pelicans team anything, that's just only going to help them that much more this year. In a loaded West, the Pelicans are going to need everything and all hands on deck. Injuries are going to happen throughout the season, especially when you have stars like Zion and Brandon Ingram. But keeping those guys healthy throughout the season will go a long way. And Kira Lewis Jr. can do that. If he provides anything on nights where, the Pelicans might rest at CJ McCollum, Kira Lewis can step in and there might not be that big of a drop-off if he can reach his potential this NBA season. But with all that being said, nothing really matters if Zion and Brandon Ingram go down again. These two hold the keys to the car. They stay healthy. The Pelicans are a playoff team. They have more injury-riddled seasons. The Pelicans are back in the lottery, hoping and dreaming about ping pong balls. Zion Williamson stays healthy. There's no doubt in my mind that he can be in the MVP conversation. And Brandon Ingram staying healthy, there's no doubt in my mind he's in all-star contention, with possibly making another all-star team in his career. CJ McCollum continues to be that vet leader, and Jonas Valanciunas continues to do what he does and just be that steady force down low. This Pelicans team has a real good shot at finishing, like I said earlier, top 4, top 5 in the West. And while, yes, the West is loaded with the Lakers, the Suns, the Lakers, you still have Luka and Kyrie in Dallas. Minnesota is going to be looking to bounce back and gain on what they did last year. OKC's looking legit this year. It's not going to be an easy task for the Pelicans, but keeping Zion and Brandon Ingram healthy, and the Pelicans will be right there in the thick of things at the end of this season. As always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments, what do you think is more likely, the Pelicans making the playoffs or the Pelicans missing the playoffs entirety?